So Ryan Garcia was recently booked on vandalism charges for causing an alleged $15,000 worth of property damage in a Beverly Hills hotel. This is crazy because it seems like it's been kind of this downward spiral with Ryan Garcia. And I'll get into it later in the video. It could be a downward spiral. It could also be, one of the highest points of his career, weirdly enough. It's kind of like Schrodinger's cat, where two different things can be true at once. But let's talk about it. Ryan Garcia got booked recently on vandalism charges for reportedly causing $15,000 worth of damage in a Beverly Hills hotel. First off, I want to know what you can do in a hotel room, and it seems like some of the hallway, that costs $15,000 in damages. I wonder if it's a common practice, and I have to look this up. Maybe I will after the video. Maybe it's common practice for hotels to kind of like inflate how much, or any entity for that matter, when a celebrity comes through and tears things up, to inflate the damages, right? Because they have to report to an entity, I'm imagining, about these said damages, right? I'm sure the police get a report and everything, but I can't imagine Ryan Garcia, unless he's off of some sort of cocaine bender, which could very well be the case. But even then, I mean, how do you cause $15,000 worth of damages? And hear me out. I'm not defending Ryan by any means, but that to me is the part of the story that doesn't necessarily make a ton of sense. But that's neither here nor there. What we do know is that there is damage. Ryan complained about a medical issue and then was taken to a hospital and discharged when they found essentially nothing wrong with him. His public defenders have also stated that he's currently going through a lot with some troubling news, quote, about his mother. I don't know what that is. There's been no updates yet, at least as of me making this video. And that's Monday, June 10th. So something could open up after this. And I'm sure with the way that this news cycle is going, we'll have something out by the time I make this video. It seems like the more we learn about the personal life of Ryan Garcia, the more confusing it gets. We have all this PED stuff, which, believe it or not, I don't actually think he's a PED user, but the controversy is still there. We have the PED stuff, we have the lead up to the fight in which he kind of duped everyone, and now we have this. It feels like we get closer to an answer sometimes where he came out after the fight and he said, oh yeah, all that stuff was pre-fight antics, and I actually wasn't drinking, I actually wasn't doing this. But then he came out after the fact and said, yeah, I was drinking, I was smoking a little bit, and I still crushed Haney. And now we have this stuff happening. Man, it's hard to know what's true and what's not. It seems like, yeah, sure, he's putting on a front if you watch some of this new footage compared to the old Ryan footage, but there's not much context we can get into how he's doing currently. I'm even confused in this case. I wouldn't put it past him to fake a medical emergency when he knows he's in some trouble, to buy himself a little bit more time. Again, what is this troubling news with his mother? That's something that really, that's the biggest question with me, because if we're looking at this like a kind of like a case, like a detective mystery that we're solving here, could that be playing a really big part in why we're seeing him do all these things? His attorneys also mentioned the fact that he's had a history of dealing with mental health stuff, so could this just be an episode? I really don't know. And I'm not even worried about this individual situation, because it seems like one of those things where you just kind of need to read in between the lines. Like, he caused vandalism, he caused destruction, they might even get him for public intoxication. I feel like you could read stuff like that at kind of like face value, right? It's more so the grand scheme of things. It gives me pause and makes me say, all right, well, what's really going on here? But the point I'm making is that this could be a whole different range of things, right? Going all the way from him being young, enjoying himself, doing a little bit too much with his fame, his money, his power. We've seen this, I don't know how many times with celebrities when they feel like they're above the law, all the way down to him having a seriously bad coping mechanism, or a combination of both of those things. Some people even think that now the Illuminati 1%ers are coming after him for exposing stuff about Bohemian Grove. But yeah, again, to get back to what I was talking about at the beginning of the video, are we seeing the best of Ryan Garcia's career? Like, does it go downwards after this point? Because he has so many fans, right? But he's also, if you took away the fans right now, what you would be left with is a Ryan Garcia that is getting a public intoxication and vandalism charge potentially wrapped around his neck, has PED allegations, won a fight, I'll give him that, but has been rambling about 1%ers and Illuminati people. You see, without the fan support, I think we're painting a much different image of his career. And that's what makes it so weird, is that, yeah, he has all the public support on his side, but on the inside, what's really going on? I don't know. And I'm not going to pretend to know. This video, I think I've said this every single video where I've covered Ryan's, like, I'm not going to pretend to know what's going on, but I want this to be my job where I talk about this stuff and I want to give my honest opinion on it. I'd have to see if more stuff comes out. I did want to get this video out though, just to give my brief reaction kind of to whatever is going on. If you want my best guess, I think we're just seeing a kid maybe grappling with something and not having good people around him to be able to say, all right, you need to stop this. You need to pull this cord. You can't be, right? You're at the apex of your career, because he really is. Ryan Garcia is at I don't know if it's his athletic peak, but point is he's in a really, really good spot to capitalize off of his fame. His last performance, right? He's a young guy, right? So he has tons of time left in the game if he wants to. It just seems like it could reach a point where he eventually throws all this away. And I hope that's not the case because I want to see him keep boxing. I think he's great for the sport. He's undoubtedly the biggest name in boxing right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope Ryan's doing okay. If you like what you saw, leave a comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. It's been your boy, the combat consultant, the soundboard god, Jacob Koopman. I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.